Hello everyone, this is a Steven Universe discussion video on BISMUTH'S return. Now, let me just get this right out of the way immediately. It's not 100% guaranteed, though I can give very high chances to it. At least about a good 75% to not 100 to 90% chance that she will return, because one thing that I've noticed within the Steven Universe is how they write characters. At least the Crewniverse is pretty much like the second or episode that they write the character. Like, we actually get to see them on screen or represented in a way. Once they're written in a way, they are most likely guaranteed to return. And the one I could think of, a character that no one was expecting to return, was Buddy. You know, the character that Jamie played during historical fiction, the captain's right-hand man, Buddy. Jamie played Buddy, and the next thing we know, all the way to like the beginning of season 3, we get pretty much an entire episode for him. No real reason why, just because he gets his own episode. Wasn't part of the present story and doesn't really have anything to do with like the actual main character so much. But he gets his own episode. And it kind of works with everything else. So Jasper mentioned Yellow Diamond. Eventually we get to see Yellow Diamond. And even before that, Lapis warns the gems about, oh, Peridot's bringing, she's bringing these people. Funny enough, that including Lapis herself. But that was a hint towards Jasper. And even Peridot actually coming to Earth. So, yeah, it works that way. BISMUTH, she got her episode or two, and it's most likely guaranteed that she will return. Now, I don't know when, and for this video, I'm going to be talking about how at least. So, I don't know when, mostly because, like, how the episodes go and hiatuses and all that, but I can at least give my thoughts on how and why she would return and what role she would play. The two biggest reasons on how I see BISMUTH returning is, one, they would need help fighting against whatever big threat attacks Earth again. My biggest guess is just either Yellow Diamond or all of Homeworld. So let's just say it's Yellow Diamond so things aren't too crazy. So Yellow Diamond goes to Earth. Maybe she has a gem or two with her, or maybe it's just by herself. We can guarantee that fighting a diamond is going to be something else. This isn't fighting like one of those gem monsters where they gotta run around for some reason and spend like an entire episode just to try and take it down, depending on what the situation is. But anyway, a diamond, yeah, this isn't like the Little League anymore with the baseball stuff. This is the real deal. Someone who commands an entire portion of Homeworld, the people that they are fighting against and who they fought against many, many years ago. So, yeah, diamonds are no joke. I can guarantee that the crystal gems, depending, say if, like, they don't have enough time to fuse, or say, like, Alexandrite might be enough, or maybe there's just not enough water for Lapis to use, for Lapis to, like, overtake Yellow Diamond, because I can pretty sure, guarantee that most of us agree that Lapis is a extremely powerful gem, one of the strongest non-fused gems, and Diamond, I suppose, when she has water around her, but without it, she's pretty weak. So it just kind of depends the area they're in. Let's just say it's like at the barn where there's not much water and the gems just can't beat her. Or they at least have a warning, kind of like with the message, or how that played out with Lapis giving them a warning of Peridot and Jasper. Maybe it could be the same thing here. They get a warning from, I don't know who, but they just know Yellow Diamond's coming through some sort of signal or something, and they get ready. They think it's not enough, and who's a very strong warrior who just despises Homeworld, who has no trouble beating them? BISMUTH. He would have no problem, and I think she'd be even, like, happy to, like, take a crack at a diamond if she hasn't already. So that just kind of fuels the anger, passion, and then just overall drive to fight against Homeworld. So they have, like, an extremely powerful player on their side now. So the first reason is the fight against Homeworld. The second reason is something pretty simple, just to clear things up with the gems, with Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, and even Steven, just talk about what's happened and the reason why she was poofed in the first place, and the reason, actually no, Steven told the reason why she was poofed in the first place, but they want to hear her side of the story at least and see if they could work out like some sort of deal, or they can just come to some sort of conclusion with this. Kind of like the same thing with Greg and Pearl with, oh man, what was that episode? Mr. Greg. And kind of that, just solving the problem of Pearl not really liking Greg for pretty much dating and quote-unquote marrying Rose and then having Steven. Just, something really simple, nothing too complex. And, I mean, those are pretty much like the only two reasons I can think of, and that would be logical. I don't think there's anything crazy of like, you know what, let's just, unbubble Bismuth just for the hell of it. Now, there's got to be a reason towards it, and those being the two likely reasons. Though, with these two reasons, whichever one that we go with, I do not believe, depending how it goes actually, by this season, I can probably tell within the last episodes of the season, and let's just say that this still is like the last season for Steven Universe. That's also not guaranteed. I'm still not hearing any word about it, but I'm just guessing by this point it is, since it's a bit late, or maybe Cartoon Network's just not saying anything, or maybe it's just a surprise. Who knows? But anyway, let's just say that this is the final season of Steven Universe. If Bismuth were to come back, I want to guess that it would probably be by the end of the season at least. Kind of like one of those build-up things. I just want to guess. I don't think they're just going to have her pop up in the middle of like episodes, of like episode orders, and then just either keep her or lose her again. And that kind of goes with what I'm about to talk about. So by the end of the season, and let's just still go by that, which other option they go, with most likely Yellow Diamond or just some homeworld threat going to Earth, they pop out Bismuth, as like their trump card or something like that. And two things happen. One, or at least like the option I could see happening, Bismuth fights against the threat that's against Earth from Homeworld, and she either gets poofed again, so they gotta bubble her, or she just downright gets shattered. I don't know if Cartoon Network would actually do this, or I shouldn't specifically say Cartoon Network, but the Crewniverse, if they would keep Bismuth with like the Crystal Gem lineup. I'm kind of hoping so, because they had all this build up towards Bismuth for her episode, and then by the end of the episode, they just kind of, just put her back in her place. Like, they just put her back in her box. Like, oh yeah, look at this. And she goes back in the box. Don't worry about her. So, it's either that they keep her by the end of the season or series, or two, they have her out again and they just either bubble her again or just downright shatter her, and then that's it. The legacy of Bismuth is over. All right? So, yeah, I mean, that's a little dark if you think about it. I know it is, but, and this is mostly because, not because they just want to write the character this way, but for the person voicing Bismuth is pretty expensive to have, so it's kind of the same reason why they don't have Sugalite appear on screen all that much, because, well, she's voiced by Nicki Minaj. That could just give you a slight clue of just how much they need to pay her just for her to say a few lines for Sugalite. And for Bismuth, it's not to the same degree, but it is someone popular, and that is more or less on a known show that is popular as well, and getting that person would take a little bit of cash that Cartoon Network doesn't have just to spend all the time for Bismuth to say lines. Granted, they did have Bismuth say a lot of lines in her episode, but I don't think it's enough to have constantly over and over again. So it's also sort of a money thing. That's something I don't usually talk about, but it's just something to, talk about for this one time. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any other discussion topics you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments below. I will try to answer them best I can. Want to draw any fan art for the channel, be greatly appreciated. My email will be in the description below. Tell me about it before you send me, or just ask me questions about it as well in the comments, or just message me or something or somehow. Have a great day or great night, whatever time you're watching this, and everything else you know what to do. Bye.